way. And he was a brick wall. But these are all, talk about nerves. These are all players who they've been around the block a time or two. These are all names that I've seen uh, regularly. It's Tuesday. You know what I mean? Or I guess Wednesday to ruin my own reference. But it's just another day in the office here. You know what I mean?
No, I completely understand. It's another day in the office, and I think that's just what makes these higher leagues so special because
Mm-hmm.
you have this like inherent ability to just perform when needed most. And I don't know about you, Icarus. I kind of wish I had that ability because it's kind of tough at times. I'm not gonna lie. To perform on stream is kind of rough, I hate to bring my own experiences into this because in reality we're all our own players and we do our own things, but it like last season I didn't win a single stream match, and it kind of sucks. I'm not gonna lie. When you don't win a single stream match and you have people who you like care about watching, it just kind of blows. So I think for both these teams, they want to avoid that at any means necessary, and I think in order to do that, you just have to calm down and focus on what's ahead of you, because at the end of the day, all that is ahead of you is just another Rocket League match, if we're being honest. And I
Yep.
know, Icarus, you and I were in the same league, and in novice in season 7. I mean, it really is just about how you perform in those big games and those big moments. And I don't do it well, and I think both these teams just have to be better than I am in this current moment.
Believe me, you are talking again. If we're sticking on own personal experience, you're talking to the king of getting reverse swept on stream. So trust me, you're in good company here, my man.
And in good company, I am. But speaking of good company, we got some more action as game number 2 is underway. Bimar gonna get his touch over to the zone of the opponent. Kodo gonna get his touch. He's actually a sub up as well, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. The Hellcats and Dissolved both having sub ups. And that's going to be an interesting one for sure. Psycho gets a touch off of Zamps. Zamps is going to try to find another one. He has the boost to do it. Can he? No, he quite can't. Oh, the ball is just vacant in the Hellcat zone, and
Oh,
Bimar again taking advantage of it every step of the way.
and it's just more of the same, more solid play from Dissolved. Hellcats just overextended there. I think after going down in game one, you tend to try to force it a little bit too much, and that's exactly what we saw there.
Don't force it. Just kind of play your game. And Dissolved is feeling comfortable right now. And I think it has to do with Bimar. He's been there before. He's been there, done that. As he's a new GM here. And oh my
Ooh.
goodness, as I'm talking about Bimar, Zamps is going to be like, quiet down. The Hellcats are here to play.
And that's exactly what Hellcats need to do. They need to be quick to the ball, because as soon as they did that stonewall defense that Dissolved has been putting up, just one person one person went for the ball, another person went for the ball, and it was awkward. And Hellcats were there to capitalize on it.
Yes, they were. They were there, and it was a beautiful goal, to say the least. As I was talking about the other team, it tends to happen a lot. So I think for in this case, don't get too mad at me, the Dissolved fans out there. But as I was saying about Bimar, he's really kept his level head. I mean, he's been there before. A new GM. Congratulations on the new GM. He's been putting in an excellent job, but we'll see if it's enough against this Hellcats team, who, with Zamps at the helm, has looked really incredible. I think they just play like such a solid game. They don't really have to be mechanical because they're in really great positions. And, we're seeing that right now as Hardpointy just clears the zone right there. Going to give it over to Rose. Rose misses his touch, but it's going to be not far behind Psycho. He gets his. Bimar going to try to take it to the sidewall, but Zamps is lying there and wait. Psycho taking his time. He's going to try to get under one, but Hardpointy, an excellent read, on the ball. Kodo gonna try to
Ooh.
slot it bottom left. Unfortunately, he cannot quite get there. Rose is gonna get there instead. Bimar gets one touch. He's gonna get a second. The ball is floating into the Hellcats zone. Rose off the backboard. The ball is up. Psycho top bins. Are you kidding me?
What a capitalization there too, and you make an excellent point with on the mechanics. You don't have to be mechanical as long as you're there in the right place at the right time in the right uniform. You're gonna succeed, and that's exactly what happened with Psycho.
You know, unfortunately I was referring to the Hellcats when I was referring to them. They obviously they did not prove my point just then. It was actually instead dissolved with that beautiful goal from Psycho, gonna net it. And it was one to behold there, but we'll see if Hellcats can't respond here as they've been playing excellent as well. Rose gets one reset, trying to find the other one or hit the ball for that matter. Psycho gonna give it over to Hardpointy, who's gonna give it to the opponent on accident. The mistouch is there. It's gonna be sent into the dissolve zone where Rose is laying in wait. Hardpointy makes a touch into the dissolve zone where Bimar is going to be there. Can the pinch go out? Unfortunately, they both don't make contact, but Rose is going to get a beautiful pass down into the zone. Psycho just going to settle it in the Hellcat zone, and that's just where they like to be. I mean, we're seeing this pressure right now. It's starting to mount as the ball gets saved once. It can't get saved again. Psycho going to finish it off.
And that's the beauty of having those lockdown defensive rotations is if the defense is there to back it up, you can sit and camp on offense a little bit, right? And you can and once you get to building that pressure, Hellcats just one save after another, and eventually it was just too much for them as Seiko almost puts another one in. But they're reaping the rewards of that solid defense.
Yes, and oh my goodness! As you say that, Kodo just gonna absolutely dice up the defense with the help of a very nice demo from Hardpointy. It's gonna be a 3-2 game here. Dissolve just have a slight lead, Icarus.
And that's exactly what you need to do is, like I was saying in game one, breakdown work. And if that means just removing the defense that's been plaguing you, then do it. Right? Like, I like to see the scrappy play from Hellcats. They're not becoming one-trick ponies. Oh my goodness, what a save by Zamps. But we're in for a good series, guys.
Yes, we are, and we'll see if the Hellcats can make it a good series by winning this game. And only time will tell is 35 seconds left on the clock. Psycho in a Challenger League game? You've got to be kidding me.
I mean, show up and show out, right? That's one of those where you go back to Prospect General and you're the talk of the town for the rest of the night. I mean, hats off to the guy.
Beautiful. Beautiful work from Psycho, and this could be another goal. Rose gonna stop this one in.
Oh, what happened from the Hellcats defense? They looked like they were playing themselves back into the game, and just 15 seconds later, one missed touch, and they're fighting an uphill battle with the last 30 seconds.
And that's not a battle you want to be fighting. As 20 seconds left, they have to get a goal here in order to maybe survive. And with that save from Rose, it's not looking like they will, as Dissolved pretty much sealed Hellcats' fate, at least for this game too. The Hellcats have to get a reverse sweep in order to win this game. Psycho is going to net his 4th goal of the game. He went 4 for 5 this game.
I mean, and I hate to say it, but Psycho is currently with this game currently sitting near the top of goals per game in Challenger.
Oh no.
Which that's impressive. Like to as an understatement of the year. what a game from Dissolved though, Gallium. They showed in game one that they've got the defense, and in game two said, yeah, and we've got the offense to back it up too. All three thirds of the field were theirs.
It's just it looks like a totally different Dissolve team. I mean, with the addition of Psycho, they just the mechanical ceiling has just absolutely peaked. Rose is a mechanical demon, an excellent first man, just getting Psycho these opportunities in BMAR, playing this really nice stout third man position and being there when it's needed most. This Dissolve team looks dangerous, and the Hellcats, they have to do something in order to stop them. And I think that one thing is just finding your game in any way possible. I know it doesn't seem that likely that you'll get a win, but you have to at least try and put something together, whether that means getting more demos or trying to fight for midfield balls or boost steal for that matter. You have to change something up, or else Zava is going to run right over you.
And it's at this point, it's entirely a matter of mindset. If you're Hellcats, you have to say, okay, uh, we're in a best of one for the next 3 games, right? We just got to win the next game. We win the next game. We win the next game. It's that Tiger Woods mindset of the last shot didn't happen, the next shot it doesn't exist, right? And that's the way that you have to play the next 15 minutes of Rocket League.
We'll see if they can at least attempt to do that, as early on, Dissolved we're in their zone, but not for long, as it is getting cleared back out into the Hellcat zone. Rose is going to try to find another touch. Unfortunately, not going to be able to. Bmar is going to find an interesting touch into his own zone, but Psycho going to clean that right up. Rose going to hit it over to Psycho. They try to make a play. Unfortunately, it does not work out for either of them. The ball is in the Dissolved zone. Rose, can he beat Zamps? He demos him. A beautiful 50 out to Bmar, and that's how you want to play.
Hellcats tried to bring in the infield pass, but it was so telegraphed. You can't be as predictable as that. And the counterattack there from Dissolve, just chef's kiss perfection.
I would have to agree there, as I think, honestly, that whole play was really great, and Dissolved I'm just looking unbeatable as it stands. Well, let's see if Hellcats don't have a response for them, as they always seem to do. It's Kodo in his own zone, going to try to find something past these stout Dissolved defenders. It is going to be a ball that's getting popped up into the Hellcat zone. It is going to find Rose instead of one of the Hellcat members, who's going to hit it over to Hard Pointy, who's going to get a nice little double there. Beautiful. It's his own zone. It's going to be a great double, and Samps tries to find the open net, but it wasn't open for long, as Bmar is there, and you can tell Rose is getting a little more confident as mechanics are starting to come out a little bit. Psycho going to hit it over into his own corner, where Bmar is going to lay in wait. Kodo over to Hard Pointy. Hard Pointy takes a shot. It's not an amazing shot, as it does not fall. Psycho over to Rose. It's going to be popped up to the ceiling. Bmar misses his touch, and Zamps going to take it the other way. Can Zamps do it for his team? Unfortunately, he cannot. Hard Pointy going to pop it up. It's Rose over to Bmar. Bmar, he can't find another touch. Kodo beats 2. Can he beat a third? No, he cannot just quite yet. And both these teams kind of fighting for any sort of ground here. Do you think any team right now has the advantage?
The first half of this game, it looked like Dissolved were sitting in free play. They were, and I was about to get to my point, Zamps. Thank you for the punctuation. They have done a really good job in the last minute and a half of Rocket League of making Dissolved uncomfortable. They're challenging quick. They're there to back each other up, and that's the way that you have to play for these super well-oiled machines that Dissolved is right now. If they can keep this up, then they can play themselves back into this series, Gallium.
Let's hope, in fact, that they can do that, because I know that they are a good team. just kind of struggling at this moment, even with that goal. It still seems like Dissolved is pelting them, and it's an unfortunate defensive play from Hellcats. Gonna give them an opening, and
Oh.
Rose again with the 50s. He's just gonna find the back of the net.
Rose is having the game of his life today. This is I've talked about Psycho, but Rose has said, "Wait, hold on, I'm the challenger player, and this is my team." And I mean, this is your Hall of Fame game. This is your All Star, this is your All Star audition, if you will. I'm unless Hellcats managed to put together an outstanding 90 seconds here. Dissolved have this on lock, Gallium.
You know, we'll see if they have it on lock, as it's looking like they might just have it on lock. Hellcats kind of just backing up and parking the bus when they need to get a goal, and that's what Kodo's looking to do. He gets it past
Open
a couple of
net.
defenders, and it looks like Dissolved were lacking on the defense.
And make me eat my words, and I respect that. I do. I respect that. It's Dissolved. They got so used to always having somebody back that they took for granted that somebody would be back. And Hellcats were there to capitalize, and so we just need to see a little bit more of it. What a shot there! But the diving save from Bimar again. As Hellcats, they're not down yet. Oh my goodness, Kodo with the 1-goal lead. Well, 60 seconds left in game 3. They're gonna do it. I mean, they're gonna try and do this.
This would be an absolutely crazy feat here if they win this game, especially after being down a couple of goals. But we'll see if they can't even make this a 2-goal lead, but they're going to have to deny Dissolved a little bit first. Bimar going to try to cut it to one of his players. He can't find one. Psycho going to attempt to find a touch. He cannot quite do that. Bimar going to find a touch. He's going to flick it over to Rose, who's going to give it to the defense when it was supposed to go to a teammate. Excellent play from Hard Pointy. Zamps going to give it off the back wall, and that's where Psycho is going to be laying in wait. He's going to pop the ball over to Rose. Rose, can he have a massive clear here? They both miss, but it's going to be a ball over to Rose. Rose going to miss his touch. And that could be a dangerous touch because Hard Pointy is going the other way. He's going to waterfall it down. Some collapsing in the defense from Dissolved. It could lead to their demise as Zance is going to take a shot. He can't quite find the rebound. The ball's still up, though. Bimar going to keep it alive. Psycho off his own back wall over to Rose. Uh-oh. Rose has time, and he has space. It's off the... Oh, my goodness. It's off the Hellcats back wall now. Psycho down the field. Oh, he can't quite find it. His Hellcats escape with a win. Holy.
Are Hellcats sweating? Because I'm sweating. That was insanely close. But what a game from Hellcats. They did what they had to do. They brought in that breakdown work. They're breaking down the defense. They're making Dissolved uncomfortable. It took them 2.5 minutes of Rocket League to start doing it, but that's step 1, right? Now you just got to do it one more time, and series is all tied. And at that point, you've got momentum. You are statistically favored at that point to win Game 5. As the self-proclaimed king of getting reverse swept, I can tell you. But Dissolved, I mean, you just got to go back to what you were doing, Gallium.
Yes, and you know, I hate that you give yourself that because you're such a great player. But speaking of good players, these players on the pitch, I mean, they've given it their all here, and I think the Hellcats just have to win the battles in the midfield in order for them to take this one away. They've played excellent, but Dissolved aren't going to make it easy as Bimar going to try to get it off the backboard to one of his teammates, but it's going to be saved out from Hard Pointy. Zamps going to wave dash. It's going to be a 1v1 versus Bimar. He gets the demo, but can't find the back of the net. Stout defending. Rose has switched to the Fennec. a very popular car at the moment. Will it be useful for him? Zam gonna pop it. He's gonna get a second touch. It's gonna fall down to Hardpoint, who gets a great shot, but he can't just slide into the net, which is what he was hoping for. Rose with the Team Liquid decal. Gonna try to find a touch. Bmar gets one. He can't get a second, as that was an unfortunate touch for a double. Psycho off the backboard. Bmar can't quite find it. And with 1 minute elapsed, both these teams, I mean, it looks like Dissolve just kind of has the upper hand so far.
They do. I will say, I feel like I'm seeing a little bit of nerves from both teams. I feel like for both teams, it kind of, oh my goodness, what a dunk from Zam.
Oh.
But oh, hold on, backboard. Rose, okay. It seems like we're seeing a little bit of realization of the situation from both teams, right? Hellcats sort of had the realization of, okay, we can do this, and Dissolved realized, oh, they can do this. It's a little bit scrappy, a little bit uncomfortable play from both teams as we're nearing that 3 minute mark. It's pretty even. I'm not seeing a clear favorite, Gallium.
And Hellcats have to make a great defensive play there to get it out of their own zone. Bmar can't quite find the touch. Psycho is going to find Kodo, and that's going to be popped up in the midfield. Hardpoint going to find Psycho in his defensive zone. It's over to Rose. Rose can make a play, trying to go for that 50 again. An excellent play for him. Psycho going to give it down to Bmar, who's going to find a couple of touches and give his team an opportunity to score a goal here, and that's some interesting positioning there. It could lead to a goal if Dissolved isn't careful, and sure enough, Zamp's gonna put it in the back of the net.
Where is that Dissolved defense from games 1 and 2? They're all over each other. They're all over themselves. Dissolve got 2 left feet out here in game in game 4. It's and Hellcats are more than happy to capitalize on it. They look really good. They're not trying to force anything. They're not overextending. Gallium, I'm saying it now. I think we're gonna see game 5.
You're believing?
I believe.
If you believe, I believe. We're there. We're at that point where we believe, and they are proving us right.
My original prediction at the beginning of the stream, 3-2 Dissolved, right? Wow. Nostradamus himself. Hold on now. Hold on.
This would be the call of the century if this actually happened. And you know, if somebody could clip that moment, and this would lay into the memories of Dissolve forever if they let this happen. But for Hellcats, they just have to win this one game, and they'll be in control of their own destiny. But Dissolved aren't out of it yet. 1 minute and 40 seconds left. Rose up with one. A great flip reset attempt, but not good enough. But a redirect. Bmar can't find it. That's Psycho. Yes, he can. And Dissolved are fighting back.
What a play there! The dunk and the
that was gross.
Redirect from Rose. That was disgusting. And the vision there from Psycho to take advantage of it. They're not going down without a fight, Gallium. We got a really good game 4 on our hands.
That was an excellent play, but speaking of excellent plays, Hardpointy, he's gonna slot one in the back of the net.
Had a little bit too much of their own magic there. They were like, okay, we're back in this, we're back in it, and just trying to force it. You know, you've got a minute and a half left. You don't have to score that tying goal just yet. But Hellcats.
Is that a rule 1?
Oh yeah. I want. Now we see who's the better twos team here.
Boy.
What?
Oh no!
And it's Hellcats. Hardpointy. What vision there from? I don't know if Dissolved were quite ready for the 2v2, I don't know if that caught them off guard or what, but Hellcats are more than happy to take that, as they're now up 3 with 1 minute left. We're seeing game 5.
This is a brand new Hellcats team. I mean, the transformation. I mean, Dissolver looking great too. It's just they kind of falter now. Can they get a goal here? And they can't quite put it in the back of the net. Hellcats making a great save. It's not like Dissolved it transformed really much at all. It's just that Hellcats are playing at a higher level now. They found each other as teammates, and they're looking excellent mechanically. Almost a dunk there. You can see the confidence just oozing from each one of them individually. But Rose, speaking confidence, has a lot of confidence to go for that mechanic. And Psycho gonna go for a little bit of a dribble himself. Not gonna quite find it. Kodo gonna get dunked out by Beamar. Beamar can't find that touch. He's instead gonna go for a demo attempt. Rose gonna fake out one. It's now a dribble for Rose. Again with the 50s, but with this all being said and done, Icarus, we're going to a game 5 with a reverse sweep possibility for Hellcats. I mean, both these teams want to get to 500.
This is, man. So at this point, as I was saying, momentum, right? Hellcats, you've got 2 games behind you, and Dissolved are shaken. You just have to not, you just can't stumble at the finish line, right? Like I was saying, that last shot didn't happen. Last game didn't happen. You are now in a best of 1. You can't think, okay, we've got this, and if you're Dissolved, hey, first game, let's go, right? Like, but Hellcats, man, the offense was back. The shot totals were back at 10 double digits, and that's not anything against against Dissolved either. They put up 9 shots on their own, but
they're incredible. Just absolutely incredible. And some words of advice going in to this very crucial game number 5. As my GM Smooth told me, you have to believe you're the best player in the entire lobby, even if you aren't. You have to have that mentality. And something else that calms me down is I like to think of games as a ranked game, just to kind of get me in the zone. And both these teams have to treat it like a ranked game if they want to take this game 5, as it is underway at Champions Field. Will Hellcats perform the reverse sweep, or will Dissolved stop them in their tracks early on? It is going to be Hellcats in the Dissolved zone. Some demos coming out from Dissolved. They realize the demo potential available. Rose going to try to find a play towards the midfield. Instead, it's going to be Psycho who's going to attempt the play towards the midfield. Rose! Dolphins! What a passing play.
Oh, Dissolved. All right. Do we see this, more of that game 1, game 2 Dissolved? What a play from Rose. I mean, he's stepping up when his team needs him to do so. I love the infield passing. It's exactly what you got to do when your back is against the wall like it is right now, right? You have to just look for your team, and exactly like you said, you have to always bet on yourself. You are the best player in the lobby, no matter what. And that's exactly what we saw from Rose.
You know, they've just looked excellent all series long. Both of these teams, they've looked confident. They've looked very concise in their movements, and they play together very well. Will this be the difference between a win and a loss? We're about to find out, as Dissolved, on the brink of getting reverse swept, have scored the first goal in this game 5. Psycho gonna give it over to Kodo. Psycho's gonna hit it down to potentially Beamar. He's going to take the safe option, head back to net, but Hardpointy! Another shot, another goal.
Not out of it yet. The resilience from Hellcats is Hardpointy finds the upper 90. Rose was never getting to that, and just managing to find those moments when Dissolved defense, which is still fantastic, those little awkward moments, those little holes, those little gaps. I just want to see overtime. That's all I want. Just give me that, and I'm happy.
You know, I think the viewers want overtime as well as Rockerman. We love content here in the Nemesis Gaming League, and we're definitely getting some right now. Is in the Hellcat zone as we're dissolved, is trying to score their second goal of the game to put them at a 2-1 lead. Can they do so? Psycho off the Hellcat's back wall. It's gonna be Rose who finds another pass from Psycho.
What a pass from Psycho too. Baits in the one, just slow plays it a little bit in the pinch, and the vision from Rose to see that pinch, that's hard to read. And as Hellcats showed there, as the defense got a little bit antsy, trying to get there to make a play early, and they paid for it as Dissolved take a 2-1 lead here as Zamps almost with the double. The hard point, he puts it in after him. We're all tied up with 3 minutes left.
Both of these teams playing like there's no stakes involved at all. They're just playing back and forth. It's like ping pong. I mean, they're completely, they have no nerves going on. They realize what they have to do in order to win this. And as you said, instead of this being a game 5, it's just only one game. Both these teams definitely realize that it's only one game. And hard pointy again, almost sliding one in the back of the net. But that leaves the Hellcats open. Hard pointy gonna make a great save as well as a good shot earlier on. Hard pointing in the defensive zone, gonna give it over to Zamps. An excellent player all series. Let's see if he can't score a goal here late in this game, number 5. The ball is in the dissolved zone. Kodo gonna try to give it down to one of his teammates. He can't quite find the touch. Rose instead gonna fake the touch. That's where Zamps is gonna fly down towards the dissolved zone. And that's some great defense there from Psycho, who is a prospect player for all the new viewers who have tuned in. We have 2 prospect players in this match, and they've both been playing incredible. Hard pointing, trying to get a flip reset going. And with 2 minutes left in this game, who do you think has the upper hand here?
I have to bet on Hellcats. You've still got the momentum behind you. They've shown the resilience, but at the end of the day, I'm not looking at 1-2 teams here, Gallium. I'm seeing 2 teams that are sitting at 14-1, 14-2, right? Like these are high caliber teams now. Like this turned out to be a way more exciting matchup, and I am absolutely here for it.
You love to see it. And DJD, if you're watching, these power rankings are going to take a little bit of a shaking up later on. Rose going to hit it in his own zone. He gets the pre-flip. Can he find the back of the net? No, he quite cannot. As Kodo, the other prospect player, going to make an excellent save at the goal line. Psycho going to pop it up. Hard pointy going to make a great defensive stop. But Rose, again, going to try to solo play his way into the Hellcat zone, but it's going to get denied by Zamps. And another great solo player on the opposite side of things. Kodo down to the dissolved zone. 42 seconds left to work any sort of magic that either team has in order to not send this one into overtime, but to get a win for their respective teams. Can Hellcats perform the reverse sweep? Dissolved have to stop them by any means necessary. 25 seconds left. Psycho gonna pound it to the ground, and that's where Hard Pointy is waiting for that ball to pass out. Kodo can't quite find it. Instead, Zamps off the sidewall. He gets a decent 50. Can this result in something? Not quite. As the ball popped over to the dissolved net, it's not going to make content. Zamps off the backboard to Psycho. Psycho's going to pop it and hopefully try to get it down. It's not down yet. Kodo misses his touch, and we are going into overtime. Game number 5, reverse sweep, still on the table. And it's just the golden goal opportunity for both teams. All they need is one goal to seal the deal. Which team will it be? Hard Pointy on the defense, gonna make an excellent play, but Rose gonna take a shot of his own. Kodo sending it out to Psycho, who's gonna pop it up for Hard Pointy. He's gonna make one touch. Can he make a second? No, he can't. Great defensive play from Dissolved in the midfield. Rose up on the ceiling to the sidewall now. Hard Pointy down the pitch. Can he make the read? Kodo can't quite find it as the ball is still in the dissolved zone. Neither team can quite find the goal that they need to elevate themselves over the other, but the ball is popped up. Beamar off the backboard. Psycho now. Can the prospect player lift his team over the Challenger League? Beamar finds one touch. He finds just one more. And with 1 minute in overtime elapsed, both of these teams have every opportunity to score. Do you think a certain player is going to be that player?
I'm looking for Rose with the bump. Oh my goodness. I'm looking for Rose to put something together. He's been testing, he's been prodding, and the pass, and there it is.
You called it, and it eventually happened. Icarus, congratulations. Congratulations. You have won the prize of guessing the overtime game winner. Hellcats were 1 goal away from performing the reverse sweep. So sad. So sad if you're the Hellcats, but what a game from Dissolved. I think they just played the better games overall. I mean, they are really just a great team, and you saw the passing all game long from Psycho over to Rose.
And man, I love to end that with an infield pass. That's it's my favorite plays. I love to see the team plays. Rocket League, especially, it's a team sport, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if and Rose with the hat trick there in Game 5 to put it away, to show up for his team is beautiful. But if I'm Hellcats here, I'm absolutely not disappointed with that performance by any means. They
Mm-hmm.
were. I'm not. It was so many times you see a case. It's a case of a team doesn't necessarily lose, they beat them. They doesn't necessarily like get beat, they lose, they beat themselves, and that's
Mm-hmm.
absolutely not the case here. Hellcats were phenomenal from start to finish.
Both
You,
teams. Both teams were phenomenal,
absolutely,
honestly.
absolutely. It's what a series. I am loving being part of this casting team, Gallium.
It's a fun time, especially when you get games like this. But unfortunately, for the viewers at home, we are running a little bit behind, 15 minutes to be exact, because of how far that one went along. So I would like to thank you all for showing up here. We'll be back with some Challenger League action, Motion taking out Bishops. I want to thank you, Icarus, for joining me in the booth. Always a pleasure.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Hey, don't miss some more Challenger League content. You saw how the first series went. We'll be back with series number 2.
You're too codependent. You hate all of my friends. Don't know how to fix it, but losing you's like taking my last breath. We're so disconnected. Like every time we message, I really thought you meant it. You took it all and now there's nothing left. Took it all and now
Hello, hello, hello. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Nemesis Gaming League, where the grind continues. We're back with some more action, some more attacks, some more defense. Heading into the Challenger League here, we've got a matchup for the ages. But before we get into that, I'm joined here by someone most of you have probably never heard of, kind of a nobody. But yeah, I'm here with Rockerman. What's going on?
What's going on? I like the introduction. A little bit of a nobody. Who is that guy really? In the grand scheme of things, no one knows. But we're back here for some action, and these guys are joining up. So I guess we're gonna figure it out on the fly. We're a little behind, but we ball.
Yeah, we are a little bit behind now. We never like to root for sweeps. We always like the content, but in this case, the best course of action to keep us on track is a sweep. So if one of these teams could just, score like 16 goals, get a quick sweep, that would be very nice. But in all seriousness, we've got the Bishops going up against Motion here. Motion still hunting for their first win as, oh my goodness, some awkward touches on the goal line, already coming out. I think we might be in for a chaotic series here.
Yeah, it might be a chaotic series as we're already starting things off a little chaotic with an open net possibility that doesn't quite go. But it's going to be interesting to see these two teams go at it here. The rosters, Louis Saka, who a lot of people probably remember from Ember, Chad, newer to Nemesis, and Dreams, who was on Rooks last season. They're going up against Motion here, who have a couple players moving up. I know JP just moved up from Prospect. Aqua, I don't quite recognize. I think they might be new. If not, I'm sorry. There's too many Aquas to keep track of them, so I apologize if you've been around. But X Rage also was on Motion last season, I believe. So some pretty well-known names. Possibly a couple newbies, but a couple of well-known names, and it should be interesting as Motion's looking for their first win of the season.
Yeah, so far it's definitely been interesting. There's a lot of miscommunications between teammates, a lot of double commits, but none of them have resulted in goals yet, so it's really not all that bad for either team. Might just be getting the stream nerves settled. Might be looking to hold in for the long haul here. But definitely got a game on our hands. Motion, like you said, looking for their first win. They haven't really been able to perform up to their task so far. But, if you're going to get it turned around, there's no better time than at least the second week. Going 0-2, 0-3 isn't the worst thing in the world, but you start to go down further than that, can definitely take a hit to your confidence and your record at the same time. Either way, got Chad here trying to get this one out. That one will go center. Net should be temporarily open. I don't think that one's going to be in, though. It'll be sent back for another attack from the Bishops here, trying to pepper the net. And that's a really good pass infield, I will say, but no one really there to receive it at the end of the day. And now it's Motion with the chance, a couple of backflips on offense and defense, fakes everywhere, bumps coming out. Now a 1v1 opportunity as Chad looks to poke it through, but it doesn't seem like much is being reserved for the tank. These teams are kind of going out with all they got here, Rockerman. And somehow, I honestly don't know how a goal hasn't been scored yet.
Yeah, both these teams have really been going all out as they're trying to get the dunk there, but not quite gonna go. And yeah, they've really been going out. It's been like we talked about. It's been a little bit of a chaotic game. It seems like there's been a couple opportunities, and it also feels like it's been, I don't know. It feels like it's been a lot longer than 3 minutes gone by, as there is only 2 minutes left on the clock here, and both these teams fighting for that first goal, looking for the icebreaker. And I mean, someone's got to break through eventually. You can't end in a 0-0 tie. So.
Well, the server could crash if it goes on long enough, theoretically. I don't think that's ever happened, but, they say there's a first for everything. This is a big opportunity. Dreams can't get around the last defender, though. JP trying to keep Motion alive here on the back foot. We'll be able to get it downfield, and another double commit coming out. This could be huge for Motion. Luis comes back just in time, but the ball's centered again. Still, nothing to show for all of these attempts. Chad gonna try and make something happen, but he's just a little bit off target and may have disconnected. His car just completely stopped moving. Either he disconnected or the chicken tendies in the kitchen are ready and that takes priority. Not really sure which one it is. Either way, for now, we have a 2 versus 3 on our hands. No call for disconnect being made, so we're gonna keep playing this one out.
Yeah, he hasn't technically disconnected from the lobby yet, so they're gonna have to play it out for the moment. But Yeah, that is a little bit interesting. Hopefully he reconnects here. He lost connection there, and the goal is scored at the moment that happens. So that one, a little bit unfortunate. They did lose Chad. They lost Chad. His internet went
That
out.
much is apparent.
That did happen right there.
If I'm remembering correctly, they have to call for a timeout though, or else nothing happens. Correct?
They need to call for the reset here. Which is why you should know the reset rule, the disconnect rules. So have to call for it. No call has been made though. So looks like they're playing on. All they did is said that he disconnected, but
yeah. Oh man, I'm getting deja vu. We've definitely had this one happen before.
yep.
It was it was a really close affair up until that disconnect happened. If they just had read the rule book, they didn't know the opening, unfortunately, and they blundered fairly early on. There's still time to bring it back if they can win this or get a goal out of this 2v3, which might be possible. No, they're just gonna get scored on, and a very anticlimactic game to a game that was on high intensity pretty much the entire time. Unfortunately, it had to end this way though.
Yeah, tough. A little bit of a tough ending there for the Bishops. It was very close, and the goal scored right before the DC. But yeah, a little bit of a tough one there for them to swallow. But you know, that's why you play 5. That's why you play 5 games here. It's a best of 5. You got to win 3. So Bishops, they'll have the chance to battle back going into the second game here.
Oh, it is. I mean, the Bishops, they're just playing a gambit, right? They're sacrificing one game to get the gentleman sweep.
Exactly. It's a gambit. Sacrifices thy Chad, and you know, maybe in the next one it'll pay off for him. So we'll have to see.
It's okay. They promoted and gone back. No worries.
He's promoted. He promoted. Yep.
Either way, though, that game, I mean, didn't really give us too much to go off of since it pretty much ended in a stalemate until the disconnect. So in a way, it kind of didn't end in a 3v3. It was just a disconnect of the player that caused the game to end in a loss for the Bishops. It feels hard to say who even has the advantage here, because the Bishops looked like they were having a strong start as well, and they were definitely keeping it close. But at the end of the day, I mean, they did end up losing the game. So does that mean that now Motion are looking like the better team? I don't know.
It's hard to say in this series, especially with a disconnect there at the end. It's a tough way to fall. But you got to give credit to Motion. They locked in and they capitalized on their opportunities there. So we'll have to see what happens here in this game too. I think the Bishops, though, I have played the Bishops in a scrim before. They are pretty decent there. Oh my goodness, this one almost falls for JP. Thai Chad gonna get dunked down by X Rage, and he puts it in the back of the net. And as I was saying, that Motion comes through there with a huge goal.
That is unfortunate. Some awkwardness on the goal line, and Thai Chad didn't really get much help. The defense could not keep that one out. So another lead for Motion, and I mean, even with the extenuating circumstances, Bishops still don't have a goal in this series. They might be getting one here, but the dunk can't quite find its way through. Still a really good opportunity, and maybe a sign of good things to come for the Bishops. Luis will send this one off the sidewall. Rage a little bit awkward, but he does get the touch. Now Dreams going to get taken off the pitch for trying to do anything with the ball. Still, it continues to be the Bishops who have this pressure, and they utilize it to turn into something. Yes, they can, as Dreams comes through and finally puts one on the board for the Bishops.
There go the Bishops finally with their first goal. This one, it's Dreams, who we all recognize from last season, or at least a lot of people do, had a great shot last season in the Prospect League, and stepping up big here, exactly when his team needed a goal. The momentum was kind of getting against them. I'm sure they're a little bit down against themselves after losing on the disconnect there in the last one. So able to lock in and get that goal is huge for momentum's sake, and hopefully they can ride it into a game victory here and tie the series up.
Well, actually, I think that was huge for the chess hall's sake, not momentum's. Momentum's the other word.
That's
but...
true. That's true.
All in all, not a bad outcome for the Bishops, as that shot will go just high. Luis using the Dominus. I really like this card choice. Definitely not biased at all as someone who enjoys the Dominus, but you can really get some strong, unpredictable touches with the car, and I do like how it sits there. But the bumps on Offense coming out now. The defense standing tall, though. A great block out to keep them alive. Still, he's up for the double. Can't quite get it.
Oh,
That one's going to be off as well, and they're just barely missing the mark. The Bishop's defense was scrambling. But at the end of the day, they do get the ball cleared. They do their job, do what needs to be done. Here's another shot coming through, though. That's going to be the left. Dreams, so awkward. Had to make the backwards read off of his own post. That one could have gone horribly wrong. And JP will pop this one up here. Luis, not the best touch. The pressure for Bishop's mounting now as Chad tries to get this one backwards. Does get across. Another awkward ball. Bishop still sending it back. Now Rage with a shot chance, perhaps. We'll just send it off the backboard for his teammate, who hits it straight down into a defender. And try as they might, it just seems like I want to say that the defense has been very good for both of these teams, but it really just feels like very awkward positions for both that are difficult to score that turn into just pretty easily savable balls.
yeah, there's been quite a few awkward moments here in this one. That is very apparent here, as both these teams have struggled to find the go-ahead goal in this one. But yeah, Motion, they had their opportunities, and Bishop have one right here. It drops right down, an awkward ball on the backboard, and Dreams finds the second to give the Bishops the lead.
You know, he was praying for rain and it fell down, a gift from the heavens. The ball will just be dropped perfectly in front of the net. An unfortunate blunder there from Motion's side. And now with a minute 45, at risk of going into a tied series. Gotta try to put something together here, but Chad trying to extend the lead. We'll go for the air dribble. I think he's got it through. Indeed, he does, and he will get the third of the game for the Bishops.
Yeah, in my opinion, this is the Bishop's best player right here, Chad. He is a mechanical beast. He's a fast player, able to air dribble that one down the pitch, take it in. No disrespect to the other two players, Dreams and Luis Saka, very solid as well. But from personal experience playing against Chad there, he is the guy when he's on to watch out for. And able to get another one there. He had a earlier attempt that he couldn't quite finish off, but you give him a couple opportunities to finish off an air dribble, he's going to take it all the way in motion. Oh my goodness, they're trying to slot it in, but the post unkind.
And the post has been a menace for both sides so far. Luckily, Chad was able to get a nice 2-goal cushion for the Bishops here. And like you said, he went for those a few times actually, and didn't manage to get one until now, but we go for it over and over. Eventually it'll work, right? Either way, that one drops in front. Chad with a shot, just right at the defender. JP able to block it out. But at this point, they just want to keep the pressure. They don't care about scoring more goals. Or maybe they do, as Rage will send that one clear. Now a little bit dangerous for the Bishops. There's still time to lose this. That one's going to go center, and a couple of misses later, Rage will put one on the board.
Yeah, this is the Challenger League moment. You see Aqua go by it, Dreams go by it, and then Rage just over the top of Luis Saka. And that one's a tough one. Both of those guys trying to get the perfect read, the perfect shot on net, the perfect clear. But, you know, sometimes you just got to hit the ball. And, you know, that time they didn't. And Motion able to slide that one through. And now they bring it within one here. A great opportunity for them to bring this one back and maybe send it to OT.
It is still possible. Plenty of time left for Motion to put something together. They'll have to act fast. Luis gonna get this one through. Trying to break apart the defense once again. Dreams can't make the shot, but that one will be good, and surely will secure the game win for the Bishops. Dreamsy with another fantastic shot.
Yeah, Dreams with the hat trick here. This one goes up, and Chad just kind of hits into Dreams, and Dreams steals the goal. Looks like that one should have been Chad's there, but the Rocket League God said, yeah, he barely nicked the ball. He grazed it a little bit, and Dreams gonna get the hat trick there. So a stolen goal, but the hat trick comes through, and it'll probably lock up this game. There's Chad on the goal line. It took the tip coming through, but that one is not gonna fall. It is time ticking away. Final 10 seconds. A 50 is gonna go awry, and as the time ticks down, Bishop's gonna lock this one down here in game number 2, and just enough merely. It was a little suspicious, but just enough to lock it down and take home that victory.
Yeah, you scared me a little bit there, Bishops. I'm not gonna lie. That was a suspect way to end the game. If it was a 1-goal lead instead of 2, it might have been even more disastrous. But you know, they didn't even get scored on, so no final moment antics. Nothing to write home about there. But to be honest, in this one, when they had all three of their players, the Bishops looked like the better team. I'm just gonna say it. I mean, Motion have had their moments, and to be fair, the series so far has felt like a battle of who can not make the most mistakes.
Yep.
If that makes sense. There's been so many double commits everywhere, so many panic jumps, missed reads. And this is not to call anyone out. I mean, you're on stream, you're nervous, and the game is fast paced, but there have been a lot of mistakes, and so far it seems like Bishops have just been able to capitalize better than Motion has.
Yeah, no, I would definitely agree with that. You know, despite the game one antics, it got a little crazy there. We're on Forbidden Temple, but it did get a little hectic there in that one. And despite all that, Bishops just enough to lock it down. You know, obviously everyone's going to make some mistakes here. This is Challenger League. This isn't the Titan League, even though Challenger, it has gone up since last season. But still, mistakes will be made. And as you mentioned with the stream nerves, you know, we've come to expect it here as, oh my goodness, wait a minute, a huge passing play. Bardowski floating in front of the net, and JP is going to slide it through. And that one is going to go Motion's way.
I thought for a second that one wasn't going to go in. That was, you know, the post has been the bane of existence for Motion so far. And the fact that they can finally at least get a goal off of the pass down from the crossbar, I think, is huge for them here. The placement is just been so close to perfect, and at that time it was good enough to have the follow-up. That's really what they need. They need to find ways to score consistent goals here, and if they can repeat that. But Chad, looking for one of his own, will get the air dribble pass, but Aqua, fantastic defense there, reading the air dribble perfectly. Manages to block it out and keep his team at the 1-0 advantage. Now we'll see JP heading downfield. Might try to get this past one, a huge 50 to the midfield. No one from Motion there, though, and Luis, although he does get it clear, will just send it right back at the end of the day. Now we see Chad coming through once again. They don't want to give him space again. They saw those air dribbles in the mid-game of the last game, and they're not eager to let that happen again. Now JP will get his chance. Pinch coming through, a few players up in the air, but nothing resulting of it. As Dreams up on the ceiling, looking for the touchdown. Aqua barely gets a piece of it. And after a lot of Motion pressure early on, resulting in their first goal, they're almost going to get their second. That bounce shot just going over. They won't quite be able to find it, but Motion really picking up the pace here in Game 3.
Yeah, they're really trying to pick up the pace here, and that's kind of what they've been doing their last couple matches here, or at least their most recent match. We saw the Hellcats in the last one, who put up a valiant reverse sweep effort. Motion took them to 5 in their last game, and recently they've been playing a lot better, and it goes to show in this game too. They're starting to get a little more pressure. It seems like they're just in the Bishop zone for most of the second half of the game, and they're trying to find one here, give themselves the lead here going into a crucial game number 4 on Forbidden Temple, and both these teams looking to not make mistakes. And I think for the most part, Merely, I don't know if you agree, I feel like the most part they've kind of locked down on the mistake. Both teams have cut down on them a little bit.
Yeah, no, definitely quite a bit, which is to be expected. I mean, as the series goes on longer, maybe just cold hands in the beginning of the series, but there will be an opportunity here. That one's just off the post. But I do agree, and it also seems like while Motion is playing more aggressive, in my opinion, they're also rotating further back and more prepared to make defensive stands, which has resulted in them being less panicked and less likely to just misclick, as another one will go in off of Aqua, off of the defender's car, and they have definitely stepped up in this Game 3.
Now this is the big man play right there. Aqua over the top, right on Dream's head right there. Just absolutely dunked him into oblivion, pinched it in the back of the net. And that, you know, he was just, he's a little bit bigger there. So, oh gosh, my eyes.
Well, I have to compliment them on the defense.
Oh no.
Oh no. That is an unfortunate way to concede. I mean, I can understand pre-jumping Chad's redirect. He's the type of player who would hit that, but to have all of you jump, oh man, that's just tough. You know, we're not going to dwell on that one because they're about to get it right back. Aqua just with another shot. We're going to forget that first one even happened.
Yeah. It didn't happen. Motion just right back. Great kickoff. Aqua, great cheat. And great placement there. Right past last defender. You know, we didn't see anything, you know, the last 20 seconds, you know, just forget it. Just forget it. It's still a 2-goal game. Bishop still got to do some uphill climbing here.
Yep. And that was a great kickoff goal from Motion, by the way. I don't want to discredit that at all. And they're going to get another goal here. Another little bit of a misplay from the Bishop's defender there. Not quite sure what happened. Can we get another look at this? Some sort of backflip, it seemed like. But now it seems to be the Bishops who are the ones falling apart.
Yeah, that was a little bit strange. You thought, okay, maybe you kind of got him there. Motion making a huge mistake there. And then Bishops could have capitalized on that momentum and brought it back. But instead, they concede 2 quick goals. And they have to try to get it back here as this one is going to be sent away. And yeah, they have quickly lost the momentum here. And I feel like I can't say that without pun intended, considering Motion's in the momentum org here. But yeah, momentum is on Motion's side, and Bishop's got to try to find a way to get it back. Is trying to find that read, but a minute left. They're going to need to find 3 goals, otherwise they're going to be put on match point here heading into Forbidden Temple.
And you know, it seems like Bishops are very prone to wanting to go for very mechanical and flashy plays, but at this point in the game, you're down 3 goals with 50 seconds left. You got to try to just play solid Rocket League. I mean, going for air dribbles and all that stuff is fine. But it can be detrimental when you're trying to score as many goals as possible. I would know from experience. It's almost a double touch coming out there. Rage might be able to get the follow-up, and he will get the dunk off it as well. Because now Motion, I mean, they've formed their game plan. Where's the Bishop's answer to this?
Yeah, the Bishops, that one, oh my gosh, another huge dunk on a Bishop's defender. And Motion, they've just been getting these dunks, winning these 50s. And it goes to show you practice those 50s. Sometimes you don't need to be super mechanical. Sometimes you can just, you know, be solid, a very solid player, solid rotation, solid 50s like that, and, you know, give yourself a great chance to win there and give yourself a 5-1 lead even in this game. And looking to add to it is this one. Dreams can't get to it. It's going to find the back of the net. 6-1 now.
Oh, and another one. I mean, at this point, this game is pretty much over. I would like to add, nice take about the 50s, but we all know 50s are purely luck, so
yeah,
that's false.
You think so? I'll 50 you any day, buddy. Let's go. 1v1 50 only.
All right, say no more. I'm using the Merc. You're losing.
Nope, F-150's coming out. It's over for you, buddy.
Pay to win. Oh,
Yeah,
God.
it's
okay.
it's
well,
over.
It's chalked. It's chalked. Well, anyways, the main storyline for this game now is, can Motion get the Brazil? 8 seconds to do it. We'll see. They got a good chance here. Rage getting that one. Dream's a little awkward. It will be sent out, but it's just off. Can he get it? He did get it. And Motion comes out with the Brazil. That's the series win in my book. They're winning it all. Sorry, Bishops, but it's over.
Grab the plane tickets, everyone. We're going to Brazil. As Motion takes the victory here, 7-1. The buzzer beater goal there, and man, they just kind of took it to him there. I'm not gonna lie. Motion just kind of laid the smackdown on him there, and I mean, just you just look at it, it's just a complete obliteration there. And I know both these teams are probably ready just to say, hey, I want to go to the next game. Motion, they want to keep the momentum going to the next game, and Bishops, they're like, I want to forget all about that game. That game never happened. That's what they're hoping for here, and head into Forbidden Temple. You know, a lot is at stake here.
And to be honest, I really didn't see that coming at all. That game win was kind of a shock to me, and hopefully a wake-up call for the Bishops, who, I mean, did manage to generate some offense. They did get some saves on defense as well, but overall they just weren't as effective at breaking through Motion's defense. And it looked like once Motion stopped making as many obvious mistakes, they just didn't really know where to go from there. And maybe they were trying to get more creative by spinning in the air more, but at that point you have to try other methods.
Yeah.
You can't just keep trying the same thing over and over when it's not working.
Yeah, that's true. Sometimes you have to be able to adapt, and that's the thing. You know, these series, they're long in some aspects, but they're also short in some aspects. Best of fives, you know, they can seem really long or they can seem really short. It's kind of a conundrum, really. But you know, either way, you have to be able to make adaptations in your game from game to game. You know, in the series. Otherwise, you know, you could end up losing. Some teams like to just double down on their strategy, like we're not going to change a thing. But you know, in this case, especially in this one, when you go down 7-1, you got to look at yourselves and be like, hey, you know, what do we got to do here to fix this one up as, you know, we get into game 4.
And as much as I agree, you also have to be able to adopt the other way and go back to something that was maybe working before if it starts working again. To be perfectly honest with you, I have no idea which motion we're going to see in this game. We might see the motion that is whiffing on the goal line constantly, or we might see the motion with the lockdown defense. I don't know. Time will tell. My heart says that they've warmed up now, and they're going to be as good as they were in the last game. But you never really know until the ball gets moving, and that's a big miss from Rage. And, you know, I don't want to say, like, I kind of called it, but I hope this isn't the trend for the whole game.
Yeah, hopefully not here as we're on Forbidden Temple where chaos reigns. And that one, yeah, just an awkward bounce on the corner. Rage was trying to find that read, but as we've seen in this series, we don't know when these guys are going to hit the ball sometimes as they both go flying by here. Point proven right there. As, yeah, it's been a chaotic series, and going into game 4, you don't know which way it's going to go, but Motion, they're happy to get this first goal, trying to force this game 5, which would be our second game 5 of the night, if they can do just that.
And we will see if they can. Off to a great start. Can they keep it up? Another double miss, and it just feels like we're back in game 1. Rage resetting his game, or his game crashing, just threw us back in time. And, oh no, that one's close. Okay, yeah, Dreamy will get it out. That's a huge pass center. Chad, actually, I feel like he scores these. I don't know why, but okay, well, maybe not that one. That was pretty tough. It looked pretty convincing when he went up for it. But either way, Bishops look much more composed in this game than they did in the last one. But that is a goal that's going to be scored on them. Rage making up for his earlier mistake, and he will tie the series with it.
Yeah, Chad pops it up, and a huge demo comes through, open up some space, and just enough to get the ball over the last defender there. And yeah, those demos, they can open things up, and it didn't allow Chad an opportunity. And Rage, you know, he made a mistake, but now, like you said, he capitalized on that one from the Bishops and was able to tie it up. So Motion right back in this one, looking to lock it down in 4 if they can win this game and see if they can hold on.
And that's what we call breaking even. The balance has been restored. Now we'll see if he's going to double down, do one even better. But plenty of time for either team to come out with this one. A huge pinch coming through. Oh my goodness. That one's going to be difficult to read. And the attacker there, the Bishop's attacker there went for the bump instead of the ball. You have to feel like he would have had a pretty nice read. Either way, won't result in much for the Bishops. Dreams passing this one over. A little bit of an awkward touch, but this time it looks like they're on the same page. They're helping each other, and here comes Chad looking for the dunk. He'll get it underneath. No dunk necessary. And there we go, another one for the Bishops.
Yeah, and I've seen him do this a couple of times, and these are honestly one of the most dangerous ones to read. It's where the defender is aerialing, and instead of just dribbling it right at you, they just fake it down and try to play the 50, and perfectly played by Chad there to give his team the lead once more.
And like you said, I really like that one because you have the 50 as pretty much the primary option there, but if it does get faked, I mean, it's just a cherry on top. Nice little surprise for you. But either way, other way coming through, Motion won't be able to find the back of the net. Now half the game gone, and surely they don't want to go to game 5. With how intense this series has seemed so far, I don't think either team, well, okay, JP coming through with that. The card design tripped me up. I thought he was on the red team for a second, but a nice shot to equalize once again.
Yeah, he's able to slot this one through there on the bottom. A nice little touch pass there by Aqua to get it out, and JP, perfect positioning there as we tie it up 2-2 here. 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining, and oh my goodness, this ball a little bit dangerous, but Bishop's just able to get back in time. And yeah, Motion, they keep hanging around here. Every time it seems like Bishops finally have something going their way. It looks like they're gonna hold this one down. Motion's been able to find a good answer, but still, it's still deadlocked, so it's anyone's game here as we move on under 2 minutes.
And I do agree, Motion have not been letting up. Not at all, not since that game 2 loss. They've just come back around every single time. But here comes Dreams, looking for a classy flick. Will get into the top right corner off of a bump somehow. But the fact the ball goes in remains the same, and now they have the advantage once again.
A nice little play, mechanical for Dreams and Aqua, and I think it was JP there, both trying to get to it, but not quite. And yeah, very mechanical. He's looking for the flick, but kind of got bumped out of it, but it still works nonetheless there. And yeah, like you said, the ball goes in the back of the net. Result remains the same. Bishop's back in front, but can they stop this motion? They've been able to get an answer every single time. Will they find another one here? They're looking forward to the shot, but it's gonna be saved away.
And one thing I'm starting to notice is whenever Motion goes down by 1 goal, like they'll play so reserved when the score is equal or when they have an advantage, but when they're down by 1 goal, they just go full demon mode. Like you just saw all 3 of the players for Motion in the box right there, trying to get a shot and get the demo at the same time as what is happening. Hold on. The ball is just floating over the goal line, no one making contact. Here comes Chad looking for the air dribble, looking for the flip reset. Neither will work out, but it's still offense for the Bishops. That's a bit of an awkward touch from Dreams, and he will set up a perfect pass to the offense. But it won't lead to anything just now, and with 47 seconds left, I am so concerned for what is going to happen in this game.
Yeah, it's a little bit concerning here with the time ticking down. I mean, Bishops, they're looking to force this Game 5 alert here, which would be the second one of the night. But Motion, you never know what they've got working here as they're trying to get it through with 30 seconds. A pass down the net, wide open in range, puts it home. He finds another one for his team to tie it up with only 25 seconds left.
And that's a great touchdown from Aqua, just barely being at that last defender. You can tell they really don't want to go to Game 5. They're doing everything they can to avoid it. Now 25 seconds left, an equal scoreline. The next goal could decide who wins this one. It wouldn't be surprising if it did. Here comes Luis. Looking for the touch, looking to stay on it, but the aggression is a bit much. Chad up as well. He got a reset off of that. Hold up a second. Does get it middle. Luis will get beat up. Dreams now trying to take the shot. Rage. A little bit of an awkward touch off to the side. Luis trying to keep it in. The ball will touch the ground, and we're headed to our first overtime of the series. We will get to see it. Will we be headed to Game 5, or will the series be over after this one? Only time will tell. But as we get into it, who do you got in this one? Who do you think's winning this game, Rockerman?
Merely, honestly, I have no idea here with the way this one's been going. I could see it go either way. All it takes is one mistake, and honestly, we've seen so many of them. You never know what's going to happen here in overtime with the pressure on the Bishops. They just need one. And Motion. Oh no, a huge mistake. Oh, Daichad can't get to it. Aqua puts it in, and it ends on a tough, heartbreaking one here. Just a little bit too outside. Daichad just a little bit delayed on the flip, and Motion, they're going to lock it down. Find their first win of the season here in this one.
Man, I'm not going to lie. As soon as I saw that slow roller, I got a sinking feeling in the pit of my stomach. And Chad just barely not able to make that touch. An unfortunate way for the series to end. But kind of thematic in all of its chaotic glory, which the series was. Well played to Motion. I mean, both teams, you could tell, had flashes of brilliance. They had moments where they looked really solid. It was just cleaning up those mistakes for me.
Yeah.
That would really make them shine and be a part of the upper Challenger League bracket. But still, well played to both teams. Like I said, if they can just clean those up, I feel like we're gonna be having 2 top teams there in just a bit. But any final thoughts on this before we get moving along, since we are a little bit behind schedule?
Not too much there. Not too much. I mean, it was just a chaotic series, all things considered. And both these teams, they gave it their best effort. It was a little a little scuffed, but Motion, I know they're happy to find their first win, and the Bishops, they'll regain as well. So this gives both these teams a good opportunity. Still early on in the season. Now conference matches for them are over. They can lock in heading into next week when we get into the division matchups, which everyone knows those ones are so crucial. So I know they're gonna be locked in and ready to go starting next week.
Absolutely, and hopefully everyone is locked in and ready to go next week, because like I said, division games for everyone. There is no getting around it. You are going to have to perform in those games more than others. But yeah, that's going to do it for our second matchup of the night. Be prepared to join us back for one more, as we head into the Prospect League, where a classic matchup, Melons versus Origin, is awaiting. We will probably be back very shortly since we are so behind schedule. Thank you guys for watching and stick around. Bye-bye.
We buried the hatchet right into my back end. Look what you've done. The last one is laughing, the last one is standing is the one with the gun. And I thought you were different, but you kept a knife hidden in your silver tongue. You buried the hatchet right into my back end. Now I'm slowly building up a throne from all the sticks and stones that you have thrown. But all your words still haunt me like a ghost, yeah. How do you sleep at night, night, night? You made your bed and lie. 'Cause you cut me cursive on where we were, baby, look what you've done. Oh, how do you sleep at night, night, night? We're like a fox and a rabbit. You're acting like Alice. You're chasing me down with your proverbial damage. I'm broken and branded, and now I'm slowly building up a throne from all the sticks and stones that you have thrown. But all your words still haunt me like a ghost. Yeah. How do you sleep at night, night, night? You made your bed and lie. 'Cause you cut me cursive on where we were, baby, look what you've done. Oh, how do you sleep at night, night, night? When you never felt love on a silver spoon. You learn to lick it off knives. You do, you do. When you never felt love on a silver spoon. You learn to lick it off knives. You do, you do. How do you sleep at night, night, night? You made your bed and lie. 'Cause you cut me cursive on where we were, baby, look what you've done. Oh, how do you sleep at night, night, night? Running round like dollars in the wind, bending over backwards just to let you in. I told you that one day ain't never enough. You tell me I hate you, I still call you up. If we don't got trust, we can never have love. I was putting in the hours, I was. But you were calling me a liar, 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 liar. Yeah, I've been putting in the hours, I was. And it's coming down to now and now and now and now and never. I was putting in the I'm sick of fighting the things that you said. I don't wanna burn all our bridges ahead. I'm tired of going to bed when you left me on red just to turn up the noise in my head. I told you that one day ain't never enough. You tell me I hate you, I still call you up. the hours, I was. But you were calling me a liar, 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 liar. I've been putting in the hours, I was. And it's coming down to now and never. I was putting in the
left me in this mess I'm falling. Never know. Can't find a reason why. Couldn't get any closer. Can't find a reason why. Couldn't get any closer. Can't find a reason why. We couldn't get any closer. We couldn't get any closer. We couldn't get any closer.
Welcome back, everyone, to our final matchup of the night. We are back here in Nemesis, as always, with some more bangers. Heading into the Prospect League for this one, and we've got some new faces in the booth.
Yes.
We've actually both never casted a series before in our lives, so
No.
welcome us to our debut, please.
It's our first time, very first time. Take it easy on us. We're gonna be doing our best here. We may be starving, we may be hungry, but we're gonna power through and cast an absolute banger. This is just a Nemesis classic, really.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a tale as old as time. The Melons versus Origin. Both of the teams with the most championship wins in all of Nemesis, other than like the Krakens, right?
The Blizzard. Yeah, these guys.
Blizzard.
Melons have 3, Origin have 2. So these guys have combined for 5 out of the 8 Prospect League championships. So
Yeah, definitely some goated teams, and off to a good start for both of these, as well as Melons up 3-0 in the season. Origin not too far behind at 2-1. We'll have to see here if the Melons continue their hot streak, or if Origin managed to cut it early. You got a prediction for this one, Austin?
well, obviously non-biased here. I gotta take my Origin boys, but we do have a former Evolution member on the other team in Monkey Bacon who was on Genesis last season, moving over to the Melons there. So I'm curious to see, and another Nemesis legend, a bucket hat legend there in Dukes on the Melons as well. So I think it'll be a really good series here. And obviously Drips, you can't discount him. We'll be talking a lot about him during this series, I'm sure. Probably their best player on the roster there. But yeah, I'm curious to see how my Origin boys are going to do. They pretty much ran it back here. Frosty, Dr. Waffles, and Sweeney all re-signed. But Sweeney not here at the moment, so MP running big here. Another, I believe he's second team all prospect last season. So he's up here, and Frosty is out here scoring as we're kind of trying to introduce things as things go on. And the Batmobile legend here coming through with the first goal.
Hey, you see the Batmobile, you just know what's happening. You gotta be ready for those. Frosty with an absolute banger onto net. That's pretty much his shtick. Batmobile hits ball hard at net. And a lot of the times it works. I mean, he's a legend with the Batmobile. We've all seen it in action. And gonna be on the Melons to try and put a stop to that. Right here, though, big chance. Monkey Bacon a little bit too close for that pass. Dukes and Monkey not really on the same wavelength. So far, Origin with the early lead. Melon trying to equalize. Dr. Waffles will send this one up. Could be an opportunity. That one will go through, and MP running big. Sorry, that
Yep.
took a lot of effort. Will be the second to score for his team.
Yeah, it's an interesting name to say, but honestly, he's a great player. I was really happy to get him through the draft. I wasn't sure if he was going to be our sub with how things are working out, but he is easily starter quality here, being one of the best players in prospect last season on the Bandits, and now stepping up big there. And yeah, we'll see how he's going to perform. You got the reigning MVP and Air Sweeney not in the lobby right now, so he does have some big shoes to fill. But honestly, if there's anyone to fill him, in Prospect League, I think he would be the guy.
And so far, he's certainly showing himself to be a valuable asset. Left alone on defense here, though. How does he do now? He will not be able to get that one, but Dr. Waffles, he bought just enough time. Still not enough. Monkey Bacon will clear one through, and Melon's on the board.
Yeah, nice little play by Drips there, able to get it over the defender, and Waffles just not quite the touch he was looking for. And Monkey Bacon, he is a shooter, he's a scorer. He will make you pay if you make those mistakes, and he did right there.
And that's great positioning to punish the admittedly tough but weak clear from Dr. Waffles. Did well to save the first one, but second one a little bit too strong. Waffles here with his own opportunity, though. This is just a runaway. And a nice demo clears open the field. Dr. Waffle is just going to stroll that one on in.
Yeah, Frosty hunting in the backfield, wipes out the last defender, and Waffles, the easiest goal of his entire life, just has to drive forward, puts it in the back of the net, and Origin right back to a 2-goal lead.
That's a great way to bounce back after slightly losing some of the advantage, but this one's a little bit awkward. Dr. Waffles does get the touch. MP going to have to be up fast. Ball still looming as Dukes and the Melons trying to get this offense started. Not off to the hottest, but they have looked to be warming up. As MP trying to get this touch forward. We'll get something. Frosty not able to 50. Is this one a little bit awkward in the corner? Great touch by Dukes just to create a little bit of chaos. Now the 50 in the midfield will open the ball up for fair play. Who will get there first? It is Dukes. Sending this one center.
Oh, what
the
a
ball
bump.
coming out and Drips will put on net, but MP running, coming up big, coming up clutch with that save. Great defensive effort. Will keep the 2-goal lead alive for Origin. And so far in this first one, Origin's defense looking really solid. Even that goal that they conceded, Melons really had to work for. Of course, if there's any team that is going to have the offense to get past this defense, it will be the Melons in Prospect. So far, I'm really impressed with what we're seeing from Origin.
Yeah, Origin, they're playing solid for sure here, just capitalizing on all the mistakes here, popping up. Here comes Frosty trying to drop it in, and they just got some really good pressure right now. And when it comes to the defensive end, for the most part, been able to lock it down. There's another one up here. MP trying to find it through, but yeah, they are putting on the pressure here, and the Melons still trying to figure things out here. I know you mentioned them trying to get warm. I know Drips is warm, that is for sure. He played in the Challenger Series. Oh my goodness, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Oh my goodness, the caster curse, just on point right there as he missed the wide open net there. But those things happen here, especially in the Prospect League. And speaking of wide open net, oh my gosh, Waffles trying to put it through, and he finally does. And that one goes to the back of the net. Origin up 4-1.
All right, well, Melons are definitely going to be kicking themselves for that one. They had, I don't even think it was just one. I think it was a couple of opportunities to put an open net in that they weren't able to capitalize on. You got to brush that one off if you're the Melons. They've been playing well, all things considered so far, just weren't able to get that through. And it's interesting when you look at the shot totals because Melons actually have more shots than Origin. They've had a fair amount of pressure. They just haven't been able to capitalize on these attempts. Most of them getting saved by Origin, but a couple missing the mark as well. Definitely going to need to bring that offense up a notch if they want to break through in the future. Still, 30 seconds left here. Probably not winnable for Melons, but you want to try and get at least one.
Oh my God.
Dr. Waffles almost hits a nutty own goal. Won't quite be there, as this one goes high as well. Crossbar challenge being completed with 100% success. 20 seconds left. Definitely out of reach for the Melons, but once again, could still get something to go on here. Yeah, at least one goal for the road. Try and put together some momentum. It's Frosty looking for the pinch. Won't quite find it. We'll just let these last few moments phase out. As a solid game one for both teams. Origin definitely shining above with their defense in that one. But some good looks from the Melons as well.
Yeah, and it's about what you'd expect here in a battle between the two of the top teams. in Prospect League this season, and both of them ranked highly in the power rankings, 1 and 3 respectively this last week. Origin 1, Melons 3, and you got the two top orgs at the moment between Fruit Ninjas and Evolution, 1 and 2 respectively as well. So it's a battle here, and it's only game 1 merely, so a lot of room to regain here. I think the Melons, with their shots, the outshooting Origin, like you mentioned, 8-6 there, and with the shots, if you outshoot, you usually have a good opportunity to win the game, but it wasn't meant to be this time for the Melons, and they're gonna have to look to try and regain and see how you're gonna break through this Origin defense, which was locking things down there.
You definitely got to go back to the drawing board somewhat if you are the Melons. Their offense was working for getting pressure, but extended bouts where they could score off of it, not really so much. A lot of work to be done there. Also a little bit of work to be done on defense, but nothing that is impossible to climb within the length of a series. We'll have to see what kind of adaptations they try to make, or if they just keep trying to force this one through as the series progresses. Monkey Bacon going for a ceiling shot here, might have the touch, but Frosty up quick to meet him. Won't let anything be left to fate. It's not the best touch though. Dukes will get this through. MP running, sending it wide, but Monkey Bacon right back at it quick. That one's just barely there, and Frosty can't get back to it. Drips will be the first to score in this game too.
Yeah, Monkey puts a threatening shot on net, forcing 2 defenders up there. Waffles and Frosty both go, and Frosty couldn't quite get back out in front of it, and Drips gonna be the man to close that one out. He was big in that run last season for the Melons to win the championship, came in towards the end of the season, and really kind of propelled them to that championship there, and he's the one to capitalize there big.
A great start to game 2. This is the point where you really want to find some of that momentum back on your own half. Want to try to get the ball rolling, literally and figuratively. So here comes Drips, looking for the air dribble. Won't be able to get a pass, but does manage to waste some boost off the defense, pull them a little bit out of position. Duke's looking for a second one here, can't quite stay up. He'll be on Drips to waste a bit of time. Opts to go for the air dribble instead, using all of his boost, can't quite get the second touch. Some good strats being attempted here.
Nice
Frosty
pass.
looking for the shot there. Oh, can't quite find it. Like I said, a great pass, a great idea there from the offense of Origin, which hasn't looked quite as strong in this game so far. But their defense, for the most part, still holding big. Does seem like the Melons are picking up the pace here as they almost get that one through. Once again, the crossbar. But the Melons definitely heating up.
Yeah, they're hitting that crossbar. It's deadly. It's always winning out here. The crossbar, you can't take it on and win. And that time, helping out a little bit on both ends so far. As Origin, yeah, like you said, trying to find their offense here. It seemed like they've been mostly on counterattacks, but they haven't been able to get anything really sustained here as a pinch going towards the net. But Monkey Bacon easily gonna find that touch to try to clear it away. And yeah, we'll have to see if Origin can generate anything. Last game we mentioned they got outshot, but can they turn some pressure on? MP got to make a huge save, and he does. There's some demos now coming out for Melons, trying to just suffocate Origin. Here comes Drips for the shot, but it's gonna be saved away again. Origin holding on strong on the defensive end for now.
And so many saves coming through, even more shots for the Melons. They're trying so hard to extend this lead. So far, haven't been able to do
the
it. Dr.
double?
Waffles, he has a double touch, and oh my goodness, Dr. Waffles with the nasty equalizer.
Oh my goodness, he takes this one over the top of the defender, doubles it right back down and in. No bounce necessary. He puts her home, and right when Origin needed a goal there, Dr. Waffles, the captain, oh captain, my captain, coming through strong. And look at this kickoff play there. Ooh, that one almost worked to perfection there for the Melons as they tried to bring it back, but Origin gonna remain tied up here in game 2.
Dr. Waffles has to be feeling good about himself after one like that. We all know him. We all know he's a legend. And when he's 10 shots like that, it's a bad day for the other team. Still plenty of Rocket League left to be played here. Equal score with just 2 minutes remaining. Dr. Waffles going off the ceiling. He's really feeling himself right now. Won't be able to make anything happen, but that one's looking a little bit awkward towards the net, and Frosty with the Batmobile, he does not miss those. And then all of a sudden, it's a lead for Origin.
Yeah, you see the defender just get caught out a little bit in the rotation. It looks like the defender trying to play high, assuming Frosty would shoot it high, but Frosty, he goes low. and puts it home. And Origin, just like that, right when you thought the Melons, they had some momentum going their way, Origin comes back strong. 2 quick goals, and now they find themselves in the lead, looking for some more here.
That one was almost dangerous for Origin, actually, but it's looking like it's back on the other side now. Frosty with the Batmobile once again. And after a very solid first half, Melons are getting outplayed in the final 2 minutes here.
Yeah, they really are here, and they're just kind of falling apart. The rotations, it seems like Origin just beating them to every ball here in the last minute or so. And that's 3 quick goals there as they find themselves in the lead here, looking to take a 2-0 series lead, which would be huge. As a huge miss comes through, is it gonna fall? It's off the crossbar. The follow attempt, Dr. Waffles coming through, crossbar again. Frosty still trying to keep it in, but it's gonna be cleared away. And Melon's very, very fortunate not to fall down 4-1 right there.
And that was a very close one. We'll have to leave it at that. Origin almost putting that 4th one on the board, like you said, surely would have been over if they did manage to get it. But either way, Melons now, they're missing the ball, and they're not looking as composed as they did earlier on in the game. Starting to panic a little bit. They know they have to score 2 goals to come back. But you have to breathe a little. You can't just let this happen. You can't let Dr. Waffles get another double tap. He does. Dr. Waffles is popping off. He just came out the toaster, and he is hot.
Oh my goodness, and look at him, the power on that double tap. The man is reading everything, and this is why I love this guy on my org here. Bring him back, and he's hitting some nasty double taps in this one and really showing up. And another reason why he was one of those contenders, you know, for one of the best players in Prospect last season as well. He was right up there with Sweeney, with MP running, and I mean, you can see exactly why he is a threat, an absolute threat in the Prospect League.
And I couldn't say it better myself. He is showing us his worth right now. And if you are the Melons, you are scared of what comes next. They're still trying to put something together here at the end of the game, but almost an exact same situation as the beginning of the first. There is another goal there, so some life breathed into the offense. Monkey Bacon manages to push one through. 2 goals in 38 seconds. It's definitely been done before.
Yeah, it has been done before, and still 38 seconds is a lot of time. They're going to need one quick here, though, if they're going to want to bring it back. And with Origin's defense, for the most part, it's been locked down, but can they lock down in the final 30 seconds?
We'll have to see. This is where you can get a little bit nervous. The defense can start to shake if you're Origin. Seen it happen plenty of times, but they look composed. They look ready to handle this. Frosty taking the dribble. Tries to get the flick. Won't quite be there, but MP running, coming through. As long as they can just save this one, which they can. Should have done enough to make it. Awkward touch from Melons, and now time is really running out. Dukes has to try and make something here, but can't even touch the ball. This one will be sent back middle, and that will be the end of